Pastor Linda. Shanae. Jasmine. Hey, Dr. Angel. Mr. Jackson. Jalecia. Give them a couple more minutes for others to come on and join us. Glad to have you all here with us. Feel free to invite others to come over with us. All right, about another minute and we will get started. George? Sherman? Just a little bit longer and we will get going. All right. Well, let's get going with tonight's Bible study. Welcome to tonight's Bible study. It's a basic read through the Bible. We read some scripture and we share some commentary with it. It's commentary of my own that we believe is inspired by the Lord. And we share that freely with you, and you're free to share it with others. There are no copyright issues to be concerned with. We share this from the Christian perspective, and if that's not what you're looking for, this is probably not the Bible study for you. We make no apologies for that, but feel free to move on. But if this is what you look for, look, we're glad to have you here with us. All right, so let's get going tonight. Tonight, by the way, as we talk, if you follow on Angie Jackson, she does a wonderful job of transcribing our notes here as we do it. But you're also free and welcome to leave notes and comments as we go throughout the Bible study. All right, tonight we're going to look at Judges, the 16th chapter. We're going to focus on verse 23 through 31. Judges 16, 23 through 31. All right. And for a subject tonight, we're going to look at purpose embracing courage. Purpose embracing courage. We're going to look at that again from Judges, the 16th chapter, 23 through about 31. Purpose embracing courage. All right. Now, let me tell you what I'm going to be talking about as I talk about purpose embracing courage. Purpose embracing courage is faith to embrace your purpose. That's simple. It's faith to embrace, to take hold of your purpose, especially when it doesn't seem possible. You got it? So this is the kind of faith you take on when it doesn't seem possible that you can embrace or grasp or grab or take hold of your purpose. This is the kind of faith you want to execute. Now, why don't we talk about that? You see, faith is a really large spiritual move of God. And within that really large spiritual move of God, there are these sections or parts of it where if you activate it, you will get that specific blessing. So tonight we're talking about how to get your specific blessing to embrace your purpose. All right? All right? Because again, purpose embracing courage is faith for when life doesn't look good. When life doesn't look good, look like you're not going to make it there, you're not going to get there, look like everything's gone. This is when you want to seek inside your spirit this type of faith. And tonight I want to show you how to do that by using Judges 16. All right. Now, as we come to verse 23 in Judges 16, this is the story of Samson, and he's lost his hair, and he's lost his eyesight. All right. Now, and so here we are at verse 23. So now he's lost his hair, he's lost his eyesight, which means he's lost his strength, his spiritual strength. Okay. And he's now grinding corn for the Philistines. That's what he's doing. In other words, Samson is in a position where he is not fulfilling his purpose. You might not be there for the same reason he was, but you might be in a place where you're not fulfilling your purpose, your destiny. You want to get there in your purpose. You want to experience your purpose. All right. So you're there. So that's where he is. All right. So here we go. Verse 23. Then the Lord of the Philistines gathered them together for a great sacrifice unto Dagon their God, and began to rejoice. For they said, our God has delivered Samson, our enemy, into our hands. All right. It said, they said that their God had delivered Samson into their hands. Here's what you need to catch here. You might be in a similar situation where you are somewhere you're not supposed to be. You could be somewhere you're not supposed to be. You're not supposed to be in a circumstance you're in, the situation you're in, the bondage you're in. You're not supposed to be caught up worrying about some of the things you're worrying about. You're not supposed to be in the financial crisis that you're in. You might be somewhere where you don't like being there, and you know that it within your spirit that you should not be there. You found yourself just grinding day after day after day, going nowhere. That's where you might be. Okay? All right. And when the people saw him, they praised their God, for they said, our God has delivered into the hands of our enemy, and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us. The enemy even knows what your purpose is. You got it? The enemy even knows what your purpose is. And what God will do is, God will use their folly to ignite your faith. Let me say that again. God will use the folly of the enemy to ignite your faith. That's what he's about to do right here. The enemy knows that you're better than that. There are some people that they see you in places that they know full well you shouldn't be there. You say, well, wait a minute, they're there. They don't have the same character you have. That's why they are there. And they even know that you shouldn't be there. It's like with some of our kids. They stick out like a sore thumb when they're in certain environments. Everybody there sees you. They know you shouldn't be there. They know that's not your destiny. They know that's not your purpose. And what God is going to do, he's going to turn folly into, he's going to use folly to ignite your faith. Verse 24, 5 or 6, 5. And it came to pass when their hearts were merry that they called for Samson, that they might make sport of him. And they called for Samson out of the prison house, out of somewhere he shouldn't be. All right. Now, they were taking him out of the prison, but they still had him in bondage. They took him out of the prison, but he's still in bondage. Watch this now. And some of you may be like that. You're not quite in the prison, but you're not out of bondage. You may be in a relationship, in a marriage, where you get freedom as long as that freedom is defined within the boundaries. And if you go outside of those, something's going to happen to you. That's what happens in abusive situations. They give you this sense of freedom, but you don't really have freedom. It's time for you to take your freedom. Hashtag, I'm taking my freedom. That's where he was. They let him out of the prison, but he was still in bondage. You do not want to live a life where you're out of the prison, but you're still in bondage. You get to talk, but you don't get to talk about what you want to talk about. You follow? You get to laugh, but you have to laugh on cue. All right, you follow? All right. You get to praise the Lord, but you only get to praise him the way I say you should praise him. All right. You're out of the prison, but you're still in bondage. And some of you are living a life in your spiritual life that's in bondage. You're not in prison, but you're still in bondage. So that's where he was. All right, let's see here. Verse 26, and Samson said to the lad that held him by the hand, suffer me that I might feel the pillow whereupon the house stand, that I may lean upon them. All right. All right. He wanted him to help him there. Now, here's what you need to do. What you see happening here is he's taking command of his circumstance, of his environment. It's time for you to take command of your circumstance, of your environment, regardless of what it looks like. Feel your way through it and take command. Hashtag take command. Now the house was full of men and women, and the lords of Philistine were there, and they were upon the roofs, and 3,000 men and women that beheld Samson made sport. In other words, why did they point out these numbers? The odds were stacked against Samson. Okay? The odds are stacked against you too. The numbers don't add up. But here's what you need to understand. Purpose, embracing courage will let you see past the numbers. Purpose, embracing courage will help you to see past the numbers. You know the numbers are there, but you don't see the numbers. The odds are stacked on you running the corporation, but you don't see that. You see past all of that. The odds are stacked on you getting out of that situation you're in. You don't see the situation. You see past that. The odds are stacked against you managing the firm or owning the shop. But you don't see that. You see past it. Somebody hashtag, I see past it. So here's Samson. He's getting ready to take his shot at his purpose. And Samson called on the Lord and said, "O Lord, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O God, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my 2 eyes." And Samson took hold of the pillar and upon which the house stood, and he put his right hand and left hand. And Samson said, "Let me die with the Philistines," verse 30. And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell with the lords of the Philistines in it. So he killed more on that day than he had killed on any other day. Verse 31. Then his brothers took him down and buried him. And watch this. The last statement here in verse 31. Watch this. And he judged Israel 20 years. In other words, he had a testimony. And that is what happens to you if you operate with purpose, embracing courage. You will leave a testimony. Find your purpose. If your purpose is to be philanthropic, go ahead and do it and embrace it and leave a testimony that, yes, I did these things. If your purpose is to build that ministry, build it and leave a testimony. If your testimony is to do something else, build it and leave a testimony. But you can't get there when you're in bondage. Okay? You can't get there if you're in bondage. And that's what purpose embracing courage does. Purpose embracing courage gives you the faith strength to break out of your bondage. It gives you the faith strength to break out of your bondage. All right? And it's time for you to break out of your bondage. Use purpose embracing courage, which is the faith to embrace your purpose, especially when it doesn't seem possible. And that's where we find Samson. So let me see if I can leave you 5 basic principles that we can glean from this that helps you to understand what's happening here, where you might be in a similar situation where it comes to purpose embracing courage. And now you want to see how to look for your testimony in what's happening to you in your life. Here's how you're going to look for that testimony. Number 1, recognize that life could place a detour in the path of your destiny and purpose. You have to recognize that life could place a detour in the path of your destiny and purpose. That can happen. When it does, simply say to yourself, that's life, and get ready to move on. Just speak to yourself, say, that's life. Then get ready to move on, because life has a way of coming to see us all. You may be in good condition otherwise, but your health is failing. You may be the best singer. You may be the best musician. You may be the best pastor, but you have back problems. Life has a way of coming to see us. No one's exempt from life. That's number 1. You start to position your testimony when you acknowledge that life comes to see us all. Number 2, watch this. This is important. Expect that people won't be sad about your misfortunes, as sad about your misfortunes as you might have thought. Expect that people won't be as sad about your misfortunes as you might have thought. Listen, we use social media. I'm using it now. But not everybody is interested in your sad story. Everybody checks the like button, not really that interested, okay? So don't cry when they don't cry with you. Let me say it again. Don't cry when they don't cry with you. It could be people within your own family. They'll be so busy and caught up in their own selves that they won't cry when you feel they should be crying. If you expect to operate by purpose, embracing courage, you got to have the courage to get past those expectations. You got it? All right. 3rd principle we learn here. Your next best opportunity for success is within reach if you look for it. Your next best opportunity for success is within reach if you look for it. Sometimes we're looking so hard till we don't see the blessing that God has placed right there with us to break through. In so many relationships, there are stories of people who met each other earlier in college and high school, and they didn't see the value in each other. But later on, 20, 30 years later, they find each other and they marry, or they develop a healthy relationship with each other. That happens sometime. Our blessing is right there in front of us. We just can't see it. So your best opportunity for success is within reach. Look for it. It's within reach. Claim it. Number 4, find a way to rekindle your passion for your purpose by igniting your own spirit. Find a way to rekindle the passion for your purpose by igniting your own spirit. Samson stopped waiting on someone else to get him excited about what he needed to do. You need to stop waiting on someone to pump you up and make you feel better about what you're going to do. That may never happen. Pump yourself up. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a high five. Take yourself out to dinner. Give yourself a Christmas party. Don't wait on somebody else to make you happy. Rekindle your own fire. And what he did, he rekindled his by seeking the Spirit of the Lord. And you've got to do the same thing. You've got to say, wait a minute, there's still a Spirit of God within me, and it's time for me to get up out of this stupor I'm in. You get it? Don't wait on somebody else to do that for you. Stop walking around so the pastor can see that you're sad. Don't ever let him see you sad. Don't let the people down the street see you sad. Rekindle your own fire. Find a way to be happy despite your circumstance. That's what you've got to do. You've got to practice that principle. Rekindle your passion for your purpose by igniting your own spirit. That's what Samson did. All right? Ignite your own spirit. Baby, I don't feel good. Say, and he started, well, what's wrong? Say, no, I'm just telling you that because I'm about to go out here and ignite my own spirit. You get it? I'm just letting you know where I'm going. You get it? All right. Number 5. When you act, number 5, this is building your testimony. When you act, be sure to act beyond expectations and beyond limitations. When you act, be sure to act beyond the expectations and beyond the limitation. No one expected Samson to push at this time. No one expects you to push at this time. Nobody expects you to break out of that stupor you're in. Nobody expects you to break through that glass ceiling. No one expects you to be the next American Idol, whatever it may be. That's not expected of you. Act beyond the expectations and the limitations. I know you don't have a $2. Take the $2 and invest that $2 and get $4. And when you get the $4, take the $4 and invest it to get the $8. Get the $8. Then when you get enough, then you buy your vehicle. In other words, my point is you've got to find a way to get beyond your limitations. And that's what this scripture is helping us to see, that it is possible to get beyond your limitations if you act with purpose, embracing courage. Act with purpose, embracing courage, and you can get beyond your limitations. Believe that things are still possible for you. All right? Okay. Next, I'd like to leave you with a definition to hold on to of what we've been talking about with purpose, embracing courage. Ready? Here comes your definition. Purpose, embracing courage is faith in action that activates when you choose to look beyond your constraining hardship. Let me say it again. Purpose, embracing courage is faith in action that activates when you choose to look beyond your constraining hardship, your constraining situation, at God's potential growing in your spirit. In other words, you choose to look beyond the constraint of hardship and instead look at the potential, God's potential growing inside your spirit. All right? That's what motivates you. The potential of God growing inside of you motivates you to re-embrace your purpose. All right? That's what's going to happen to you. In other words, you got that? In other words, purpose, embracing courage, okay, lets you realize that there's more in you than it looks like. There's more in you than it looks like. There's more potential in you than it looks like. They were looking at Samson from what they could see, but there's more to you than anyone will ever be able to see. All right? You're bigger than that. You're better than that. You're braver than that. You're more successful than that. You're the best at what you're doing, and you're about to get better. You're about to be elevated. You're about to be shifted. You're about to go to your next level because you're going to re-embrace your purpose by taking on the spirit of purpose, embracing courage. You are the champion. You are successful. That's who you are. Okay? So let's talk about how to ignite it. Let's talk about how to strike the match. All right? Here's how we're going to strike the match. Here's how we're going to ignite that purpose, embracing courage. Number one, 3 ways we're going to ignite it. Number one, keep looking for signs that point to your dream, no matter the constraints. Keep looking for signs that point to your dream, no matter the constraints. That dream will draw out the purpose inside of you. That dream will draw out the purpose inside of you. It will strike a match that gives you new purpose. So keep looking for the signs of your dream, no matter the constraints. And that will ignite a purpose in you that will drive you towards it. That's number one. You got it? Number 2, examine unique opportunities to take action. Examine unique opportunities to take action. In other words, you don't have to build your ministry the way your pastor built his. You don't have to run your business the way the textbook said. You don't have to have a bachelor's degree to be a basketball agent in the NBA. If you're good, you're just good. Examine unique opportunities to take action. And when you do, take your action. Don't let anyone discourage you. Take action. You believe you can do it. You have a unique way of doing it. Do it. That's number 2. That's what's going to strike that match, ignite that fire. And I hope that fire is being ignited right now. Right? Number 3. We're talking about what? Purpose, embracing courage. How to ignite it? Here you go. Principle number 3. Give all you have to an event that could yield a result that's the best you can do then. I'm going to say it again. Give all you have to an event that could yield a result that's the best you can do then. In other words, you're giving to that event knowing full well, this is the best I can do now. The best you can do now is not a short state, not a way of giving in or compromising. When I say knowing you did your best, you absolutely did put all of your energy into it. Your full spirit was engaged. You absolutely gave all you can to it. Okay? You follow? All right? That's what you have to do. Give to an event. Now, how do you know what the event is? And that's important. The event will be defined by your destiny, and your destiny will ignite your purpose. The event will be defined by your destiny. That's how you'll know what to do. All right, you follow? For example, if you're going to be a professional basketball player, okay, then you might not have as much time to play chess. You follow? If you're going to manage a corporate business, then you might not get the normal time it takes for you to go to the movies. I'm just using examples. You will get to enjoy your life. That's not the point. But you need to do something that moves toward your destiny. And that needs to be a priority in your spirit. That's what Samson realized. He's realized, I don't have time to grind corn. I don't have time to be their entertainment. I don't have time to whine about how I got here. I don't have time to whine about my hair, about my eyes, about people making fun of me. You don't have time for any of that. Put your spirit into moving toward your destiny. All right. And that's how you ignite it. All right. You see, purpose, embracing courage isn't about new faith. All right. It's about push faith. Hashtag push faith. Hashtag push faith. Purpose, embracing courage is not about new faith. It's about push faith. It's about that faith that gets you out of that rut. All right. It's about that faith that when you know there's more to you inside, and that inside must be manifested. You're experiencing that right now. You know there's more to you inside. And whatever that thing is inside of you must be manifested. It must come out. That's why you need purpose, embracing courage. You can't stand being there. You've got to be over here. You've got to be there. This, you get it? That's what it does. And it's time to wake up to the expectation that God will bring you to your purpose despite your circumstance. Let me say that one more time. It's time for you to wake up to the expectation that God will bring you to your purpose despite your circumstance. Your circumstance is holding you. Yes, it is. It is constraining you. Yes, it is. But it is not. It does not have the final say. Your circumstance does not have the final say. The Spirit of God does. And the Spirit of God is speaking to you tonight to say that you can get to your destiny, but your purpose needs to be reignited. You didn't make it before, and your purpose started, the light went out. It's time to strike that match again, to re-get that fire, re-get that light going in you. You see, there's the potential that God has already placed something very special in you. And I believe it. I believe God has already put something very special inside of you. Some of you know what it is. You feel it. Ignite it and look for your purpose. And when you ignite it and look for your purpose, God is going to meet you with the strength to push. When you look for it, God is going to meet you with the strength to push. I know you don't have it right now, but God is going to deposit that strength to push inside of you. And tonight is a night for you to believe it and receive it, because you're now ready to act with purpose, embracing courage. So there you have it, purpose, embracing courage. That Spirit of God that will take folly, turn it into faith, and deliver you to your purpose. So there could come a time in your life, actually, there will come a time in your life when you can't handle living in the rut, in the constraint, and you long to find the destiny of your birth. Purpose, embracing courage will ignite a push to break you out of your constraints. Your purpose is bigger than your bondage. A testimony is waiting to give birth from you. Take hold of it with purpose, embracing courage. This is Dr. Anthony Revis, Faith Ministry Church, Midland, Michigan, USA. God bless.